John Bazaha, the new singer, he is kind of a dead ringer for John Waite. I mean, he sounds like John Waite.
Sure.
But more energy than damn near anybody I've seen in the rock genre. I mean, I see it a lot more in the metal genre, but he reminded me a lot of Jeff Pilson when I see Pilson with Foreigner.
Yeah, but Pilson's always like thrashing around and banging his head and really just getting into it.
Right, and that was Bazaha last night.
Okay.
That stage is little. And, I mean, he's running around the stage, and he was mugging for anybody that stuck a cell phone up. You know, he was mugging for camera shots. He must have taken, literally during the show, while he was performing, he took probably 50 pictures.
Sure.
You know, just was playing it up. He was engaging the crowd. He was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
But so was the rest of the band. For a bunch of old guys, you know, I didn't know much about the guys. You know, I interviewed Wally Stocker. I didn't know anything about Wally Stocker, really. You know, and all I knew was those soft songs. Well, they have a lot of rockin' songs, like pretty hard rockin', you know, kind of Stone and Love-ish type of shit.
Okay.
And they were kicking ass, man. That Wally Stocker was ripping on guitar, and he was sort of Jimmy Page-ish.
Okay.
You know, like real groove-oriented and kind of ethereal sounds and stuff, and it was really, really good. And then, but the guy that won it for me was the drummer, this guy Tony Brock. Have you ever heard of this guy?
I don't know him, no.
I didn't know him either. He comes out. He's wearing clothes that should have been left in your great grandfather's closet.
Okay.
No, he's wearing like a silk vest with a white shirt with the big collars. You know, the real big.
Yeah, the big drapey collars.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And a pair of, I don't know if they were leather pants or just black jeans or whatever, and he's got white hair. And to see him, he definitely looks every minute of whatever age he is, and I'm guessing mid-60s to late 60s. So when he walked out, because they just sort of walked out on stage, and then they introduced him, but the lights were on and everything. It wasn't like they went black or anything.
Mm-hmm.
They just sort of came out on stage. And I saw this dude hit the stage. I was like, oh, my God, look at this grandpa. You know, I didn't think he was going to be able to play.
Sure.
This fucking guy kicked ass. I mean, he was great. As rock drumming goes, this guy was every bit as good as anybody I've ever seen at a rock show.
Sure. Like
Steve Smith type of great.
Right, sure.
Just really, really, really all over the place with his different, you know, with different rhythms and different fills and stuff. You know, I always, because I used to play drums, as you know, I pay attention a little bit to the drummers. So I was watching this guy. I was like, God damn, this guy can play.
Sure.
You know, but it was like the combination of these guys, and then you had this keyboard guy that looked like Anderson Varejao from the Cavs, or formerly of the Cavs. You know, but he was playing the keyboards, and then you had this guy Joey Sykes. He was the rhythm player. Guy looked like he should be in a Clash tribute band.
Okay,
but man, did he bring it! And I mean, the whole thing was just high energy. Everybody was into it. The band sounded amazingly good, amazingly tight. No fuck-ups that I heard. And, you know, and they ripped. It was one of those shows where they said, all right, you know, that's it. And they left the stage for a second, came back and closed the set. And I looked at my friend Bob and I was like, what the fuck, dude? 45 minutes? He's like, dude, that's like 2 hours. You know, it was one of those shows where it just went real fast because it was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And just to real quick, I'm not saying the guy was Jimmy Page. I'm not comparing him to Jimmy Page. I'm saying his sound was Jimmy Page-ish.
Right.
Not that he was Jimmy Page. Settle down, people. For God's sakes. Jesus. You know, I'm making a comparison so people can understand. Hello?
He had that style.
Yeah, he did. He had that kind of blues, but not super tight style. I don't know what you call that, other than Jimmy Page-ish.
Sure.
you know, but so they finished their set. It was a great time. They were really, really good. So now we're going to fast forward to after the gig. You know, we sat in our seats for a little while, let everybody go out. And then we walked out, and there was a line, you know, to explain the Tangier, the door is all the way to the right. And then as you walk in, there's like a little, I don't know what you call it, like an alcove or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That they set up a table, and then the band was sitting in there, you know, signing autographs and taking pictures or whatever. But the line went way past that, past where you would pay your admission to get in, and there's a bar on the right side. And the line went all the way past the bar and kind of swung around a little bit. So we were like, fuck this, let's just go have some drinks, you know. And so we went over to the bar and we ordered some drinks, and you know, we were waiting for the line to go, and you know, the story I told earlier about the guy recognizing me happened at that point. Blah, blah, blah. So we wait there for maybe like 45 minutes or so, have a couple drinks, and then we look up and the line is gone. So we're like, all right, let's go over there. And, you know, I personally wanted photos. So we walk over and man, this band could not have been nicer.
Sure.
I mean, they were signing everything. They invited us, hey, come on back, take photos. You know, I'm taking pictures with everybody in the band and the girls that made up the Babettes that sang on stage, and you know, and just bullshitting with these guys for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. I mean, they were so cordial for a band that didn't know us from anything. You know, I mean, I'd interviewed the two guys, but much like George, that doesn't mean anything. You know, doesn't mean you know them,
right?
You know, so, but they were completely nice and gracious, and you know, appreciated that we came out, and you know, just the whole experience was really, really good. So it was a good night. I would strongly encourage anybody that just likes, even if you don't know the songs, look them up on Spotify. You'll know 5 or 6 of them. And if they come where you're coming, go see it, because it was a fucking kick-ass show.
Well, that's cool.
And you know me, dude. If it wasn't, regardless of if I know the guys, I would say it.
Yeah.
I really didn't know what to expect. You know, I mean, I knew I was going to know 4 or 5 tunes, but I didn't know that I was going to have such a great time.
Sure.
So, and it really was great. I will definitely go see them anytime they come back.
Yeah. Well,
it was a fantastic show.